Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, early evening. Kind of a research show, but I want to talk about Floyd Mayweather, a.k.a. Money May gonna make it do what it do. I can't even say it. Money May gonna make it do what it do. Money team, where you at? Oh, my God. That's crazy that he filed a $175 million lawsuit against his former friend, business manager / advisor. Less than 6 months ago, he was at some type of Republican Jewish summit on stage. I remember they put the gown on him. He was praising that man, Jona. I got the notes. Just give me some time. It's my first day back. I've been off for a couple of days. Damn, caught him lovely, huh? With all due respect, most of us know that Floyd Mayweather is either dyslexic or he has some type of reading issue. And I'm not going to clown him because I have family members, a couple that, have struggled with dyslexia. But damn, that's crazy. I'm gonna play a video, maybe two, and you're gonna see the amount of things that he supposedly lost control of. One of his jets, it's really kind of sad. But anyway, we're gonna talk about it. Also, guys, two showrunners. Jim Jones calls out Cameron for a versus battle. I'm not in the loop. I watched Chig Smooth. He does great content. You should know this already. Is Cameron going to entertain this? Troll babies, good afternoon. Is Cameron going to entertain Jim Jones in a versus? Not that I would watch, I mean, I'd watch the rebroadcast, but live, it's just the whole versus thing seems to have lost its luster. Okay. Also, the new Star Wars film, I watched it. I lost track of the episodes. I do know that George Lucas, creator, he sold the whole franchise to Disney. Yes, sold it down the river like an old slave, and rightfully so, because the Phantom Menace, something else, Attack of the Clones, all that stuff was trash. So I was hesitant to watch this new one, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu. I watched it on the Free Movie website. It wasn't bad. Now, Star Wars has its formula. And back in 1977, when I saw, like many other people, the which is now episode 4, if memory serves me correctly, but it was the first film that came out. It worked for me, But as time has gone on, after The Empire Strikes Back, after Return of the Jedi, and then the long period in between, I moved on, and the formula didn't work for me. The cute little toys and the just all the different animals. Oh, and my goodness, when they came back with Jar Jar Binks, that's when I said, I'm out of here. Jar Jar Binks. I don't know what episode he was in, or 2 episodes, pardon me, and that was enough for me. However, the new one, it's not that bad. They've got the cute little animals or whatever they are, and then you got I'm so confused. Is it Jabba the Hutt's son? And then is it Yoda's grandson? I didn't get all that, but it wasn't bad. So I want to give some of you the chance to call in to talk about that if you care. If not, we'll focus on Jim Jones challenging Cameron to a versus. Okay. All right. Now, also salute to the New York Knicks. I'm not one of these I told you so people, because I have not kept up with basketball throughout the season. But I felt like the Knicks were going to sweep the Cavaliers, and they did. Wow, does James Harden look washed, crazy? I don't know the fallout or the aftermath, but they got past the Cavaliers, and I had been watching a couple of videos. I didn't know that the Knicks, this new Knicks team, has far surpassed the team from the 90s in terms of their playoff run and other things. Very, very impressive stats. So let me say salute to the Knicks organization. I had been hating on them objectively, you know that, because I think that New York deserves another championship, the Knicks, all right? But we'll talk about that later, or you guys can call in if you like, all right? All right, that's my research show here today, and a little bit later I want to talk about some other things. Oh, man. Has anyone in that live chat or anybody watching right now, has anyone lost a dog to a freshwater Florida alligator? Has anyone lost a dog to a Florida freshwater alligator? An associate of mine called me. Well, he left me a message, email. I emailed him back. Then I called him. Hey, what's going on, man? He moved to Florida a couple years back. I'm not going to say where, and I definitely wouldn't say his name. The family dog, a pit bull, ran up on one of those freshwater gators, and the goddamn gator just sitting there, and the dog kept jugging and jugging and jugging. Finally, the gator with, those four powerful legs, grabbed the dog. He starts screaming. His two kids, only two of the three kids was there, and his wife screaming. The gator started backing up into the water. Guys, what is that thing that they do? The gators, some type of rolling technique. The gator started rolling, and that was it. He called me asking me if I know of a lawyer. A lawyer? Who are you going to sue? Correct me if I'm wrong. The life of a dog has no value in Florida. Yes or no? The life of a dog has no value. I mean, if you leave a dog in a parked car in the summertime in the heat, you can catch a felony. Other than that, take your L, all right? Okay, let's get down to business here, guys. Floyd Mayweather, wow. I remember him a couple of months back or a year or so ago talking about his portfolio. He was in New York City talking, I just bought all these condos and, flexing hard. Let's go to News Nation for the source, and let's take our time with this. It's I would say this is a nigga wake-up call. I got to call it like I see it. Floyd didn't know that he was a Gentile. A plate of food. Here we go.
Floyd Mayweather's attorney says the gloves are off after the superstar boxer allegedly lost $175 million to his former money manager. In a lawsuit that was filed Friday, the five-division champ claimed that disgraced New York power broker Jona Rechnitz defrauded him of the cash when Rechnitz was working as the boxer's investment portfolio manager. In the complaint, which lays out claims like fraud and breach of fiduciary duty, Mayweather, who has earned a reported $1 billion over the course of his career, said that Rechnitz began, to gain his trust in 2017, and by 2024, he was the champ's de facto investment manager. But what Mayweather says he didn't know was that the same year he met Rechnitz, his new money guru had testified in a New York City police corruption scandal about bribing city officials and former Mayor Bill de Blasio. Rechnitz apparently received immunity for his testimony, which he said he bought favors from de Blasio for $100,000 campaign donation and chaperoned high-ranking New York cops as they partied with a prostitute on a flight to Las Vegas. There were no charges that were brought against the former mayor, by the way. Okay. But now Mayweather's attorneys allege that Rechnitz's bad behavior continued when he redirected the boxer's assets to First Apex Ventures, this Florida real estate and investment firm that was managed by Ayal Frist, who's also a defendant. And according to the suit, $15 million from a realty settlement were transferred into Apex's accounts without Mayweather's permission. The boxer allegedly wired another $7.5 million to Apex when Rechnitz told him it was for an investment opportunity. Take a wild guess about what Mayweather claims happened to that cash. But the bulk of the alleged fraud involved Mayweather's physical assets, like a deal where he allegedly transferred ownership of Mayweather's Gulfstream jet, but the buyer section was left blank, so that cash is apparently missing too. Or what about this? $100 million worth of Mayweather's bling was allegedly handed over to a pair of Miami jewelers in exchange for just $13 million. The suit claims that it was Rechnitz and not Mayweather who received all that money, and the bulk of the...
Stop right there. The nigga handed over the bling. He gave it up sweet. Sit tight.
Boxer's jewelry remains in Miami. So Mayweather is seeking a full accounting, a return of $175 million, in addition to punitive damages, punishment damages from the suit, which, by the way, Rechnitz's attorneys call, quote, utterly baseless. But look, Mayweather is undefeated in the boxing ring. Can that streak continue in court? I'll tell you who's going to answer it right now. The president of West Coast Trial Lawyers and former federal prosecutor, Nima Rahmani. Nima, always so happy to see you. Great to see you. Is this a straightforward money case? You got the documents. Hey, I gave you this much money. I don't know where it is. I gave you this much money. You didn't invest it. Is this straightforward for Mayweather?
Jesse, I don't think so, because they don't have your traditional agreement that you would have with your financial advisor. That's why they say it's a de facto arrangement. Now, of course, you don't necessarily need a written document to pursue a breach of contract case. You can do it based on the conduct.
What about breach of fiduciary duty? Can you still do it? Even
yeah, the relationship between the parties. That's the other way you get there, right? That's where you start getting.
Did Floyd give that guy power of attorney in certain areas of business? Again, because Floyd is dyslexic, to my knowledge.
Those things like we learned in law school, just even on the constructive trust, right? So based on the relationship, and that's why you see all this posturing, not just in the complaint itself, but the statements of the lawyers, right? The defense is, of course, going to say that Mayweather is a sophisticated fellow, even someone who's reckless, placing these huge bets, gambling, bonus.
Right? Let me tell you what his Rechnitz's attorney said. His claims against our client, meaning Mayweather's claims against our client, are utterly baseless and refuted by substantial documentary evidence, including Mr. Mayweather's own correspondence, Mr. Mayweather's gambling issues, prolific spending habits, monies owed to third-party creditors, and IRS tax liens and levies, as well as other unseemly behavior will be exposed. And we believe that Mr. Mayweather will be the one paying significant damages to our clients. I mean, what does that suggest? What does that mean to you? They suggest happened. And I guess the other question is, if he's stealing all this money, allegedly stealing all this money, how did Mayweather not notice?
Right.
Well, yeah, that's the defense, right? That this is someone who's sophisticated, someone who spends a lot of money. I think the most important part, some of it, again, is just kind of the PR spin, but really it's the correspondence, right? Are there text messages? Are there emails? Is there something in writing between these two? That's going to be the most important, the most dispositive. After that, of course, any independent witnesses that are going to come and testify as to the nature of these transactions. But some of this is just to dirty one another up, because obviously a case like this, anything involving Floyd Mayweather.
Stop right there. Okay, I think we've seen enough of this. I have another video that I want to play. It's very entertaining. Hold on a second. Thank you for your comments, guys. Members only in the live chat. Floyd might have CTE. Ooh, that might be a defense. That might be a defense. He could claim something with regards to a medical condition, not being able to fully understand and or comprehend some of the transactions. Yes, no. Thank you for your comment. Guys, sit tight on the phones. I'm coming shortly. Peace, Al Tariq. I got your comments, sir. Thank you so much with regards to the alligator in Florida. The death roll. Yes, it's called the death roll. A violent springing maneuver used by alligators and crocodiles to subdue and dismember their prey. Also, I don't know the pounds of pressure that those alligators have, but doesn't some type of fluid release when they lock on or clamp down, some fluid releases and the pressure is like crazy amounts of pressure. And rather than try to devour or you know, eat their prey at that particular point in time, their intention is to drown whatever they lock on to. So that's what I told my associate. I said, well, try to find comfort in the fact that your dog more than likely drowned first before his legs were ripped off. Oh, fuck nigga star. All right, one more. Well, actually, let me take one call here as I get this next video ready here. Early evening. Area code 510. Good evening. Please watch the language. Talking about Floyd Money Mayweather.
What's going on, Star Sir Shy, Oaktown, California?
Hey, man. Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you. It's cracking.
I'll hit on all the topics quickly. Congratulations to the Knicks. And if they win the championship, I'll definitely be on my FBA soapbox giving props to Coach Mike Brown.
Well, hang on now, because to my understanding, most of the Knicks are not FBA. What's the guy?
Yeah, Caribbean. Brunson, Bridges.
Yeah. Jamaican, Hispanic.
Yeah, Carmelo. Cat is Dominican. Yeah, pretty multicultural pod. But I can give the coach is FBA through and through.
Okay. Good point.
But yeah, I'll be on my soapbox on that. And then quickly on Star Wars, George Lucas is no different than Russell Simmons. He sold his baby. He sold his rights to Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger, and they took a brand that was marketed toward men and boys to LGBTQ and feminism, and you get what you get. So and then Mark Hamill doesn't help. He's acting crazy, alienating half the voting public. And so Star Wars is just a shell of itself, and it's just sad that it is what it is. I mean, look, the sequel trilogy just spat on everything.
Yeah. Hold on a second, Sir Shy.
Watching the original Star Wars.
I haven't even played the trailer yet. I got to be careful because that is a Disney trailer. I might get a copyright strike. The first film came out in 1977, so we're talking decades ago. When you say he sold his baby, I think it was time for him to sell it. Clearly, the Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, and whatever the other one was called. You remember? Attack of the Clones.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. Now, those were supposed to be actually prequels, not sequels. And, he stuck to the formula. But if you ask me, Jar Jar Binks, there was such backlash. Do you remember that? It was almost like people were offended that it was some type of like Homie G speaking jive ebonics. Remember that? Jar Jar Binks.
He's basically an alien version of Amos and Andy and Stephen Fetchit.
Bingo.
Yeah, it wasn't a
hold on.
In the 98.
Stay with me.
Yes, sir.
I'm agreeing with you. However, I mean, it was time. So him selling it, I thought, was a good thing. I'm saying the new film it's decent, but the numbers are in the toilet. Has this formula peaked? And as you just said, because of the whole woke LGBTQ plus stuff, is it just it's a wrap and it's just out of here?
Listen, my parents had their first date at a Star Wars movie in 1980. Me and my brothers and sisters weren't even born yet.
Okay. So
we're a Star Wars household. Gotcha. But to make it simple, no, the sauce still works. It's a Skywalker kind of Han Solo story. Once you get away from that, it's not Star Wars anymore. Mm-hmm. We want our Chewbacca, we want our R2-D2, and we want our Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. If they keep trying to give us everything but Luke Skywalker, then it's not Star Wars anymore. And, so we'll see what the new guys do with it. But if they want to get back into form, it's not hard.
I will say this, though.
Sequel trilogies.
I will say this. I recommend the new film. And listen, I saw Star Wars, the very first one, in movie theaters. So...
Man, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I can only imagine what just James Earl Jones, give him his props. You turned Darth Vader into a universal phenom.
Right.
And then last but not least on Floyd, hey man, that's what you get. You got to have better people around you. But he's not the only one. Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, a lot of our great boxing legends have had financial issues. Right. I do think he could use the dyslexia, mental health things, but if he better take this fight with Pacquiao and don't worry about your record. You need to get these bills paid. You got to take care of your grandbaby from NBA YoungBoy, and you got a lot of stuff to do.
Okay. Great to talk.
So those are the three topics to handle.
Thank you, man.
No problem. Have a good one.
Sir Shy, tap it in. I recommend, let me say, the new Star Wars film. I'm going to play the trailer. Just give me some time. It wasn't bad. It wasn't trash. I was expecting trash. Oh, God. Another Jar Jar Binks character. I always produce the story. Okay, I'm not sure about that. I see some of your comments. Thank you so much. Okay. Rob Lowe, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Gangster of Love, good to see you in the live chat as well. Hold on a second. I got to take my time here because it's my first day back. I just had to decompress, enjoy life, you know. I handle a little bit of business, but I'm here to talk this evening. Okay, let me go to this other clip here. Floyd Mayweather. Wow. Okay. 6 months ago. Timestamp 5:47. You know what I found to be crazy about this clip that I'm going to play? Floyd Mayweather calls some guy like a father figure. Guys, hasn't Floyd's father always been in his life? Even though they, you know, bumped heads, he's always been there. Yes, but he just watch it and you tell me. Here we go. This was 6 months ago. Floyd Mayweather at the Republican Jewish convention.
Gentlemen, please join me in celebrating the World Champion of Israel Award to Floyd Mayweather.
Bobby, first I want to say thank you. You've been nothing but a father-like figure, a gentleman, a big brother, and a special person. Jona. When I first met Jona, I never knew where our relationship would end up. But you have always been a stand-up person, a great guy, a great friend, and a brother that can never be replaced.
Now that's the guy he's suing, yes? Jona, pay attention.
We hear certain things. We hear so many different things out here in the world about Floyd Mayweather. But one thing about Floyd Mayweather, I'm loyal. And loyalty is not an action. It's a lifestyle. So if I'm with you, Jona, I'm with you through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And to those that's watching and has never been to Israel, it's one of the best places in the world.
Money team.
No matter where I travel to around the world throughout the years, I will always make that pit stop in Israel, always. And like I said before, I'm not with you guys 10%, 50%. I will always be the voice for the people in Israel. I will always stand behind the country of Israel, the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather in Israel. I will always be here for you guys when you guys don't have a voice.
Let me jump in here for a second. Is it me or does the nigga have a little tremor in his voice when he's talking?
And what we keep hearing is, why, Floyd? Why? Well, my best friend is Jewish. This is my brother. And if you have a problem with him, you have a problem with me. So no matter what it is, when it is, when you call on me, I'm there for you guys, always. I don't care. Social media, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna be a voice, I'm gonna be the voice, I'm gonna speak, I'm gonna stand strong, and no matter what I go through, no matter how much backlash I get, I live my life for me.
Right.
Bobby, to your family, to your queen, to your children, you guys have been nothing but unbelievable to me and to my family. I will always be there for you. I will always be there for your country, and I will always stand strong for your country. And I just want to say thank you to everybody in this room. You guys are truly, truly, truly.
Phone lines are open right now. You needed some context because Jona is the guy who he's suing. The guy who he stood on that stage and swore his devotion to. You're like a brother. I stand with you through the good times and the bad times. He said, my best friend is Jewish. Troll babies, do you think? Well, how about you guys, Colin? Let me not add too much sauce to it right now. Sir Shy, got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Okay, Sir Shy said George Lucas is no better than Russell Simmons. Yes, I forgot to respond to that, Sir Shy. Well, I don't know because George Lucas married a black woman. Troll babies, is George Lucas still married? I think she's FBA. Russell Simmons told me something once upon a time. Oh, I don't want to repeat it. You know what? Fuck it. Russell said he had a thing for them pan face hoes. Pan face. Now, is that insensitive? I think in today's day and time, yes. He said that on the Star and Buckwild show when I interviewed him. I got the audio. He said pan face. Anybody know what I'm talking about? But thank you, Sir Shot. George Lucas did marry a black woman. Hey, Christopher, got your donation. Thank you, sir. Okay. All right. Let's continue on. My first day back. I want to put a couple of things on the table here so we can discuss. Jim Jones, a.k.a. JJ, calling out Cameron for a versus match. Chick Smooth, I'm going to use your content. I will take it out after the show. I fuck with Chick Smooth heavy. Hold on a second. Let me get this ready. And guys, has Cameron responded? Your thoughts? My show producer Deeds says, hold on. George Lucas is still married to Melody Hobson since 2013. Okay. I think she's foundational Black American. Okay. And Deeds says that Cameron has not responded. Anybody care? Skylar Saunders, now is the time. No giggling, but now is the time. Do you want to cam up or do you want to call in? Skylar Saunders, okay? Bill, I got your donation. Thank you very much. He says respect, OG. Respect. Hi, Cherie. Yes, thank you. Thank you. You know, I should say thank you to the people that checked on me. Roughly about 12 people emailed. A couple of people called me, making sure I was okay. You know, years ago, I would have taken offense to people checking on me. Now that I'm an older man, you know, I move at a slower pace. I really appreciated the calls today and the last couple of days. All right, Skylar, again, if you want to cam up, shoot me an email. If not, phone lines are open. No, but does anybody care? Jim Jones versus Cam. I'm not going to do a whole goddamn segment on it, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Okay. No. Okay. Yeah, I saw that, James. I got your email. I'm not going to play Floyd Mayweather sitting next to Jay-Z at a Lakers game counting cash. He's always done that, and truthfully, a lot of people have not, forgot about that. What's that saying? A fool and his money shall soon part. Is that what's going on here? All right. Let me play another video here until Skylar checks in because he does want to promote his platform this evening. Guys, the woman from Wake County, well, she appeared in a Wake County courthouse, shooting 2 attorneys in Raleigh, North Carolina. Remember that from last week? She appeared in court today, okay? I do want to talk again about post-traumatic slave syndrome. I'm not joking. I think that could be a defense, but hang on a second. Let me just play the video and then we'll talk, all right? Here we go. She appeared in court today, huh?
A woman accused of shooting 2 attorneys in Raleigh will stay in jail.
A judge denied bond for 57-year-old Gwendolyn White today. She's charged with trying to kill 2 attorneys from the Fox Rothschild law firm after a civil hearing that happened in an alley right outside of the Wake County Courthouse.
CBS 17's law and crime reporter Dina Harley joins us live at the Wake County Justice Center where White was in court today. Dina.
Yeah, and that hearing was very brief today. It really lasted less than 5 minutes, but the judge did explain to White that if she is convicted on all of these charges, she could spend more than 60 years in prison.
Ma'am, you are here on a first appearance for 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. Each of those carries a maximum punishment of 393 months in prison.
Gwendolyn White stood quietly in court on Tuesday morning, days after investigators say she shot and tried to kill 2 attorneys involved in a years-long legal battle with her. It began in 2021 when White allegedly got into an argument with her neighbors in Rollsville. Rollsville police responded, and White eventually requested body camera footage from them. In a lawsuit related to the incident, the town and police department are represented by Mary Harris and Jeffrey Whitley of Fox Rothschild. Whitley, Harris, and White were all in court on Friday when investigators say White became belligerent, went to her car, and got a gun. As Harris and Whitley were leaving the courthouse, police say White approached them and shot them.
You do have the right to an attorney. Would you like me to appoint you an attorney? All right, I will appoint you an attorney.
Tuesday's first appearance, mostly a technical and procedural hearing, lasted less than 5 minutes. Neither the prosecution or defense on Tuesday asked for an amended bond.
Ma'am, you will remain being held under no bond pursuant to 15A 533B and 15A 531-9. Anything else on this matter?
No, sir.
All right.
We're told both attorneys are recovering. At last check, we're told both attorneys are recovering. Live in Raleigh, Dina Harley, CBS 17 News.
Okay, Dina, thank you.
John Blaze, you're welcome to call in whenever you feel the need to, sir. Yes, if we want to go in on those who may have lined Floyd Mayweather up, absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, did Mammy stand on business? And that court appearance was yesterday, not today. Yesterday. Let me look on the live chat. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. I did speak to a lawyer last week from North Carolina, and I'm going to take a drive if that attorney has time for, let's say, a lunch or brunch. I would like to get a better understanding of post-traumatic slave syndrome. I think that within the context of what people are going through, Black people to be precise, there's some type of historical trauma that can be used in a court of law. Laugh if you must. Okay. Okay. Westside Boo said that ain't no mammy. That is okay. Westside Boo. Well, so technically she's a shooter. You know, mammy can be someone who suffered. Mammy can be someone who inflicts emotional trauma on others. Mammy can be a code switcher. Mammy's an actress. This we know. Mammy can be a deceiver. Mammy can be defiant. All sorts of things. So that particular video, you know, I wasn't trying to clown her, but she has been arrested and accused of shooting 2 lawyers. Okay. All right, guys. Skylar Saunders just sent me a text message. He is not able to call in. All right, Skylar, I will promote you nonetheless. Do send me the link, though, Skylar, so that I can, you know, whenever you get time, post that link in my community section. Skylar Saunders is going live somewhere around 8 o'clock this evening. He's going to do a show, Cheyenne Bryant, Smash or Pass. That's a suggestion I gave to him this morning. I said, hey, man, you know, people were told by Corey Holcomb. Salute to the 5150 show. Yes, no, you guys up to speed? Corey Holcomb, to my knowledge, is the first one to go in on Cheyenne Bryant. Let me look in the live chat real quick. Right? People didn't believe him. They didn't believe him. Yes, absolutely. Salute to 5150. And what we have now is the fallout. And, you know, Skylar Saunders is going to do a real breakdown. Cheyenne Bryant is not getting canceled. Please stop it. If you have not canceled Dr. Umar Johnson, you're definitely not going to cancel Cheyenne Bryant. But Skylar Saunders will go live later, okay? Thanks for love. I got your comments, sir. Thank you so much. Okay. Hold on a second. Frank White, good to see you, sir. A couple of people hit me up via email with regards to the New York Knicks. Just give me a minute here. I will play something about the Knicks. Hold on a second. My phone's. Hold on a second, guys. Bear with me. I found a very interesting video regarding the Knicks, rather than just sitting here and shooting from the hip, pardon me. They took Aunt Peace out, Treek. That's the whole fact. Yeah. When they took Aunt Jemima off the box, you know, yeah, shit done changed. Thank you for your comment. She sells baby clothes. Okay, that's a little crazy. Guys, I'm not going to kick her back in, but I don't necessarily care whether she is or isn't a doctor. I think that she, again, was given a pass. Cam Newton, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, did not seem concerned with whether she had a real doctor degree, right? He didn't care. Tony Touch, good to see you, sir. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, put some respect on the beautiful black woman's name. She's a freedom fighter, just like Colin Ferguson. Tony Touch, I don't know how old you are. It's funny you mentioned Colin Ferguson. I always have a bunch of notes here. Have you ever heard of Lee Boyd Malvo? For some reason, I have a video here that I was going to play about Lee Boyd Malvo. I'm sure you have. Tony Touch, yes, no, maybe? Okay, we'll keep it pushing. All right. Let me continue on. Let me go to the video with regards to the Knicks. I found this to be very, very informative. In case you don't know, I am excited for the New York Knicks. I'm nobody's fan, but I do want to see them, put up a real good fight in the. I've made it to the finals. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get this off the screen. Some of these stats I was not aware of, and it's one thing to hang on to the past, but it looks like this Knicks team here has really accomplished things that the Knicks from the late 90s did not do. Please pay attention, then we can discuss it if you so choose.
The garden is shaking right now. We New Yorkers, you damn right we excited. Let's go Knicks! Let's go Knicks!
Knicks in 6. Talk about that.
And I still make history beats when they sweat the technique.
Start spreading the news. The New York Knicks are the junior varsity to no team ever. They are, in fact, on the kind of heater that historically only the very greatest teams and very greatest players have ever matched, and they absolutely could win the title in the next couple of weeks. Let me lay this out for you. The Knicks are the 5th team ever to win 11 straight playoff games in a single year. The others featured in chronological order: Magic and Kareem, Duncan and Robinson, Shaq and Kobe, and Steph and KD. Just digest that for a moment. That's the entire list. And among those, the 2017 Warriors had the best point differential, okay? They entered the finals outscoring their opponents by 196 points. These Knicks are a plus 271 in the playoffs. That is 75 points better than a team that was so good that people said it was ruining the sport. But here's the thing. You know all of that already. What you want to talk about is an easy path to the finals. So let's talk about easy paths. Did you know that none of the last 3 NBA champions ever faced a team seeded higher than 4th? I don't think you did. Last year, OKC, they played the 8, the 4, the 6, and the 4 seeds. The year before that, Boston, they played the 8, the 4, the 6, and the 5. Before that, Denver. They played the 8, the 4, the 7, and the 8. The point is, this is nothing new, so let's stop talking about it. And then finally, there's this, the enormous advantage of rest. By the time the finals start, the Knicks will have played 4 games in 23 days. There are only 3 prior teams to have that profile since the playoffs expanded. They were the 2017 Warriors, the 2001 Lakers, and the 99 Spurs. All 3 of them won the finals in 5 games.
Stop right there. Now, I'm choosing to play this guy as opposed to Stephen A. Smith. He's doing too much with the theatrics, and I hate to say, I don't want to be derogatory, but he's too animated right now. And it's hard for me to digest what he's saying. So I've chosen this guy, with regards to some of the stats I did not know. The new New York Knicks. Pay attention.
Oh, whether you love or loathe New York and its teams, just be aware of this. The Knicks are not lucky. They're not a fluke. They're not the JV. They are right now playing about as well as any team ever.
Right.
And in about 2 weeks' time, they absolutely might win this whole damn thing. That's what needed to be said in the midst of all of this nonsense. We bring it out to the table. Monica, I think out of the corner of my eye, I saw you nodding, so I hope you were doing so in agreement.
Absolutely, Greeny, and I think it's so important. I love that you went back to the past of the past 3 champions. This seeding thing, that's the way it works when you're playing great basketball. Yes, getting to a finals, hoisting the Larry O'Brien is hard work. Perk, you put it in perspective for us a little bit today, but it also requires a little bit of luck. And so are they a little lucky in terms of Philly maybe taking out Boston? Yeah, but did they do what they were supposed to do? And in emphatic fashion? Absolutely. I loved it, Greeny.
What do you think, Big Perk?
The New York Knicks are soul snatchers. They snatch your soul. They
Soul
make
snatchers.
you tap out. Tap out. I don't want to hear about the conference being weak. I don't want to hear about the Cavs not being mentally tough, because who did the Cavs play before they played the
Detroit
Knicks?
Pistons.
And you had to bring a level of what?
Toughness.
Physicality and toughness. So they had to do that in order to get out of that series. You just faced a team full of dogs that's ready, a team that play agenda-free basketball that's led by Big Body Brunson. So all the people that's out there talking about, oh, yeah, the winner of OKC and the Spurs, they go win. Nah, you're a lie and the truth ain't nowhere near you.
All right, Perk, here we go.
Well, I'm looking at
This
Vinny's
one,
face
this
and
one.
waiting.
I was
I
about
can
to
just
say,
see
this one.
like the cat that ate the canary.
one.
What do you got?
No. I think it's a little too much dip on everybody's chip here. But I will give the Knicks credit in this way. If you look at the Eastern Conference the last few years, the team that has come out has been the team that lost in the Eastern Conference Finals the year before. Indiana got swept by Boston. The next year they came back. New York lost to Indiana. Next year they came back. This is kind of old school NBA. You lose, you learn, you come back. It doesn't guarantee that they're going to win the finals, but they have taken care of business in an impressive fashion that you cannot deny. But you also can't deny they are the 1-3 seed since playoff expansion. The 1-3 seed that has gotten to the finals without having to take out the 2 or the 1. And that's not their fault. It's just a statement of fact.
Let me Q&A you.
Come on, let's go.
Name me a better duo that's in the postseason right now than Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson.
Stop right there. Okay, let's talk a little New York Knicks basketball. Nobody else better to talk to than my homie left-handed. Peace. Left-handed.
Peace.
Good to hear from you, sir.
First of all, I want to say this, man. Salute you back, good health, all that.
Yeah.
That's to be, you know what I mean, talked about. We here now, Star, and I'm gonna say this before I get into a thing.
Come on.
Knicks and 6. Knicks and 6.
SMD.
right?
SMD.
Now stop. There you go. Can I live? Can I live for a second?
Come on.
Can I live?
I got time. Listen, I called you yesterday before the game because I know you're in your zone right now. You can live, please. Come on.
Check this out. We talk about Steve. I'm gonna start my soliloquy off with Stephen A. Smith, right? I have an interview that I did with Stephen A. Smith a while back, face to face, Star, no phone, none of that.
Right.
This dude told me and I got the audio still.
Okay.
This dude told me to my face that the Brooklyn Nets was going to take the city over from the New York Knicks. When he said that, he couldn't tell me nothing else. I don't care how many papers he wrote for, how many players he covered, this and that and the third. That was the beginning of the end for me. Back to my team. We got to get the job done. A lot of people putting the cart before the horse. It's cool. We in the finals. We here. This and that and the third. I believe that energy needs to be saved through these series to get ready to rock. And we need all of that. We haven't won anything yet. So if you want to take the Eastern Conference Finals and jump out the window and do all of that, that's on you. All right? So back to the video that you was just Star. Word is bond on everything. I was just watching that.
Okay.
When I turned on the show, I was just watching that, right?
Right.
Those numbers are cool and all that, but all those 3 out of those 4 teams, I believe, end up winning the title. So the Knicks don't even belong in that conversation yet.
Oh man.
So for me, we still got 4 more to do, man. We still got 4 more. And so and this message is for the bandwagoners. I feel you, right?
I knew you were gonna go there. I knew you were gonna go there.
Let me live. Let me live, right? You stay in your lane. Bandwagoners, stay in your lane, right? And the party's for you. That's cool. You could party and get your Knicks on and we. Those French lessons finally worked for you. Those French lessons finally worked for you, yo. Because my thing is this. You don't have to be the greatest Knicks fan in the world, and it's cool that you're joining the celebration and party. But when Clee Anthony Early got shot, where was you at? When we had Eddie Curry, where was you at? Pablo Prigioni, where was you at?
Can I respond?
So, hold on, son. Give me a second. Give me one more second. This is for us. And I know where you go with Stars, new fans and all that. I get it. Go ahead, B. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Most of them weren't around then. And my question, or I guess I'm just talking here. Does any of that even matter? Because the vibe is different. The energy has shifted. Oh my God. When I see Spike Lee, I'm like, please stop. Enough of you. Stop. Thank God there is no God, but thank God the Cleveland Cavaliers wouldn't let Fat Joe sit courtside for Game 3 and Game 4. Thank God.
Right.
Hang on. So I guess I'm just.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I guess I'm just just talking. Have they already won in a sense? The energy is different. It's a whole new vibe. I don't want to promote violence, but I love the fact that the kids are out there, teeing off on people, catching fades, and turning up. I love it. Go ahead.
I mean, that's what it is. But I mean, you're right. And to your first point, I kind of can see where you're coming from. I agree. Because the last time the Knicks won a championship was 1973. I was 7 years old. That don't mean nothing to me. As far as I'm concerned, the Knicks never won. You know what I mean? So I parallel that to the new fans of today. I get it. They don't know nothing about, the OJ thing, and they don't know nothing about that.
They don't care. They don't care.
And they don't care. You're right, Star. You're right. Because you know what? I tell people all the time, the Knicks is one is no, I don't care about that. Right. And so I get it. I salute these new cats. Do what you do. But save some energy for when the series is over, because the Knicks are going to win. The Knicks are going to win in 6 games. And then and I'm going to be out there with you.
Okay.
I said it before and I'm going to say it again. I'll be out there with you. We all going to meet up at the Garden or whatever. Rory, whoever, we could all meet up. And we could just rock out and celebrate the Knicks. You know what I mean? That's my thing. We could all meet up and hang out.
That's not a shot now. That's not a shot. You would just
not at all. Not at all. Because we have the Knicks. We have the Knicks in common.
Okay.
We have the Knicks in common. You know what I'm saying? So And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's that serious and it's that deep for me. Let's all get it in, get it cracking, have some fun, have some beer, and do what we do.
Right.
So again, man, to say, you made a very, very, a valid point, my guy. These new cats don't care about that, and I agree with them. Because now when I parallel it to when the Knicks last won and I was 7 years old, I was around, but I don't remember that.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. So I get it. Right. So again, we're on the same on that. Yeah. But as far as getting it in, people that come to visit New York for the finals, just be on point. I'm gonna leave it at that. Star, that's my plan, lad.
Hold on, I need to ask you because stats sometimes give better perspective. The video that we just watched or watched part of was titled "There is no better playoff duo than Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson." The chemistry between those two, it's nice to watch them, and are they the next, I don't know, Batman and Robin, kind of similar to how LeBron and Kyrie Irving when they were on the Cavaliers? I'm feeling that.
To answer your question, it could be. They got 4 more wins to make it happen.
Okay.
They got 4 more wins. You can't deny it.
Okay.
So again, to me, I'm with all of that talk and having, saying things and all of that, but we got to finish the job first. Because you know what? It's people in Philly. It's people in, shout out to Yada Bear. We don't do shouts, respect to Yada Bear. Right. It's people in Philly. It's people in Cleveland. Right? And it's getting ready to be people in OKC and San Antonio that's going to spit all types of madness at us. Right. We handled it in Philly. We handled it in Cleveland. Right? So now I'm just looking forward to the parade, man. Let's rock out. Okay. That's all.
Okay. Hey, man.
Salute, man. Thank you, man.
Hang on. I appreciate you. When's the next time you're going live on your platform? Are you guys doing anything live streaming from outside the Garden? What are you doing?
We going live tonight.
Okay.
Myself and Yada Bear. We going live tonight. We got a lot to talk about. We definitely going to get into, the Knicks, get into the finals and then some other basketball stuff. But I appreciate you, Star, man, all the time, man, every time.
Sir. Salute.
Peace.
It's my homie left-handed. K-Red 12. Ain't Star banned from the Garden. No, sir. The ban was lifted about 1.5 years ago. Some of the security guards actually called me. We were talking hella crazy about 1.5 years ago, if memory serves me correctly, because CP from Knicks Fan TV, I give him the credit for me regaining interest in the New York Knicks. I am an objective hater, not a player hater. I can never play basketball. And 2 of the security guards who threw me out, they didn't rough me up, but they asked me to leave and banned me. They called when they saw me talking to CP from Knicks Fan TV, and they said I can come back. So thank you for your comment. Hold on a second. Area code 416. Good evening. Please watch the language. Talking about a few topics. Are you there? 416.
Star Frankie G on the check-in, man. How's it going?
My nigga Frankie G.
My nigga, man.
How you feeling, man? What's going on?
I'm good, Star. Nice to see you back.
Yeah.
I've been moving, shaking, and popping myself.
Okay.
Man, I'm not a fan of current basketball, but Knicks in 6, SMD, man. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go, Star. I want to see, like you said, man. I'm here to see all the people tearing up property, destroying stuff. Flipping.
I want to see the little dirty Dagos from Long Island, flipping cars over, jumping through windows on Madison Avenue. I want to see that.
I want to see people bumping the steel, Star.
No. We don't want to see that.
Let's go, man. Oh yeah. Well, Star, I wanted to touch on the Star Wars thing because I'm a really big Star Wars fan.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Big Star Wars fan. I haven't seen the Grogu and Mandalorian movie yet. Okay. I do like the Mandalorian, the TV show. From what I understand, it's basically like they're following the same formula. Like you said, they got the cute little animals and all that stuff, and they're trying to sell merchandise, and it's just it's a feel-good, fun movie. But let's keep it real. Like you said, it ain't. Star Wars ain't been Star Wars in a long time, man. It's just once they sold their soul to Disney, like I've been kind of like mentally checked out. Like I watch it, like all the stuff that interests me, but it's very rare that they actually live up to my expectations of what Star Wars should be. The last thing I enjoyed was the Obi-Wan show they did with Vader and stuff. That was dope. But
how old are you, Frankie G?
I agree with you.
How old are you?
39. I'm 39.
Well, listen,
39.
I'm not trashing the new film. The box office numbers are not that good. Let me just say that.
Right.
I thought that the 3 prequels that George Lucas did, I thought those were horrible. Attack of the Clones.
Man, Jar Binks was a real nigga star.
Hold on. I got to write this down. Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, and what was the other one? What was the third one? Somebody just Attack of the Clones.
Revenge of the Sith, right?
Revenge of the Sith, yeah. Those were, and even though George Lucas, he said he wanted to wait before he did those because he was waiting for the technology to catch up to some of the ideas that he had. The stories just were weak. I don't know. I just felt that he shot his load. I'm not trashing this new film. I'm saying that, it's decent. Maybe the new perspective, the new writers, director, maybe they can turn this thing into something that continues on. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
First of all, Jar Jar Binks was a real nigga. He was for the culture, man. Yeah. He was speaking patois.
He was speaking.
That was crazy.
Ebonics. You're trolling. Come on.
Jive. That was crazy. There's a theory going out there. Someone made videos about it, and it got like millions of views. Where, in order to explain the foolishness of Jar Jar Binks, they say he was actually a Sith Lord. Absolute nonsense. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't know, man. I don't have any faith in the like you said, the new direction and all that. I think they shot their load, but Star Wars is a brand that'll never go away, man. They're printing money, Star. So I'm not hating.
Yeah.
Also, I just
well, hang on. When are you going to see the movie? When are you going to see it?
I'm going to see it shortly, man. I'm just busy with family flying in at the moment, and at a wedding I got to go to.
Okay.
So I'm moving and shaking and popping. But Star, I wanted to just land my plane and ask, man, what happened? Some Jew cut Floyd Mayweather. What happened?
You tell me. Now his so-called best friend, who he's now suing. Are you up to speed?
Right.
I played 2 videos earlier. He's standing on stage at the Republican Jewish convention. He's talking about his voice is tremoring, and he's talking about his devotion and love to this guy. And now suing the guy. You tell me what happened, Frankie G.
Star, man, that's just Jews being Jews. And boxers falling for the okey doke is the oldest story in the book, man. Floyd Mayweather is not a smart man, So I'm not surprised that he got caught lacking, man. Respect to the Jew, man. Yeah.
You are saying here today, respect to the Jew, whereas you usually go in on them. You're saying respect the Jew, respect the jooks. Come on, break it down.
Yeah, respect the joke, Star, man. Come on, man. Star, this is how it was raised. I got to call a spade, man. Like, I grew up saying respect the jokes. Or what, just because a Jew caught somebody lacking, I'm not going to give him respect for it, man? Salute to that, man.
Okay. Hey, Matt, great to talk to you.
You too, Star.
Salute.
My nigga, man.
Nigga.
Take it easy.
Okay, all right. My nigga, Frankie G tapping in. Yeah, they're saying respect the jokes. Knock it off. Wow. Sheesh. Area code 571. Sit tight, please. I'll be right there. Sit tight. 571. Anybody else care? I mean, I hope that you do care about this movie. I recommend it. I recommend it. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm promoting my sponsors. Guys, I got the number 1 attorney Negron, a.k.a. Legally Shay. That's her website on the screen there. She's a fighter, brilliant. The research, the execution, the strategy. She's She's also one of my sponsors now, and I protect my sponsors. And I will, forward any emails with regards to your needs, your consultations to her. But that's her email address. Pardon me. That's her website address right there. Is she in the live chat? I'm not sure. She's probably in trial today. She stays in front of a judge, okay? Legally shaved. Okay, what is this? Okay, someone just sent me, I'm familiar with the old B2K video from 2002, and Cheyenne Bryant is in the video. Okay, and I'm not going to play that song. That's a copyright strike. But thank you. Yeah, that was sent to me last week. Check out Skylar Saunders tonight. He's doing a show. Cheyenne Bryant, smash or pass. That's all it boils down to. Area code 571. Good evening. Please watch the language. Are you there?
Yeah, right here. How you doing, Star?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Hey, man. Yeah, on Saturday I went to go see that movie, the Grogu movie, the new Star Wars movie.
Okay.
And so I get there. It was a nice theater, and the theater was filled with women with Grogu dolls up inside that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was all women, and so I'm in there with my wife, and we're sitting down, and movie comes on. Man, I fell asleep within 20 minutes. It was not good, man.
Okay.
It was not a good movie. You know what I'm saying? They've ruined the whole franchise. It's done, and they did that for Disney World. They like to open up those Star Wars exhibits, which are wonderful. They're fun, but they did that. It was a quick little money grab for Disney.
Well, Disney paid for the rights. I'm not sure if they purchased the merchandising rights as well. I would imagine to some degree they do own something, because I don't know if you know the history. Can I ask how old are you?
I'll be 52 in a few months.
Okay, so you should know. 20th Century Fox did not believe in the movie Star Wars, and they didn't believe in it so much to the point where George Lucas said, okay, well then, I'll keep 100% of the merchandising. And they said, sure, whatever. And they gave him the merchandising. It blew up. Boom. Mega, mega, this mega film, and everything from Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, dolls, lunchboxes, and all sorts of jazz. It came right behind Planet of the Apes, which was another one of your earlier blockbuster franchises.
Right.
So
I've seen them all.
It has a target demo. Are you an old Star Wars fan from back in the days? Because it has. Hang on. I'm not trying to sell this film. However, it has a formula that you should expect. It's a little goofy. It's not people getting their throats slit. Nobody's getting stabbed in the face. So, do you respect the formula?
No, because I believe the franchise is ruined. The formula, I think they could make more money if they took it back to how it used to be. Exciting, fun, good. You know what I'm saying? Be more male-centered. They would make more money if they did that, because the target demographic for money is males, 16 to 45? So, I think it's a money grab, and I think they're just trying to be, politically correct, in a sense.
Okay.
So, that's what it is. And, Star Wars, it's dying, so it's just going to leave room for new things. I'll be 52 in a few months.
Okay.
Things come and go.
Yeah.
Star Wars had its run, is over now. Now something better is going to come out.
Okay.
That's how it always been, how it always is,
You could be right. Yeah. Can I ask, what did your wife think of the film? Did she watch it while you were sleeping?
Oh, she loved it. She loved it. She loved it. You know what I'm saying? She almost brought her Grogu doll to the theater. I was like, you can't do that, please.
Well, do you have kids, grandkids?
Yeah. Oh, my kids. No, not yet. My kids are they're adults now.
Okay. Well, listen. I mean, to each his own. I didn't think it was some phenomenal, great picture. I just, I went in there thinking it was going to be totally trash. I watched it on the free movie website, pardon me. And, it was just like, wow, okay, this is better than what I expected. But, all right. Hey, before you go, Floyd Mayweather files lawsuit claiming he was scammed at $175 million. Any thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather, he has a learning disability, and he's too trusting. He's in the ring, Floyd, he's that guy, but outside the ring, he doesn't know how to handle himself. So his father did a great job, with the boxing, but everything else, went to pieces. It'd probably be better for Floyd if he knew how to read at like an 8th grade level and had 5 losses than to win every last fight and lose all his money. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably have his money if he was, 50 and 45 and 50 and 5. So yeah.
Is he in love with white people, sir? Can we have that conversation? Is he in love with white people?
Oh, we can. Absolutely, he's in love. He's in love, man. I was thinking about something the other day. Shaq, right? Shaquille O'Neal, he saved all of his money. I think he was very conservative with his investments, and he wasn't very trusting, and he came out on top. You feel me? If Mayweather, had that same approach, if he had the approach where he was like, hey, you know what? I don't know too much. I don't know about this investing. I can't trust people. I know boxing history, and all the boxers are broke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save my money. I'm not going to trust many people and just invest it as conservatively as possible. That's what he should have did. But he thought the white man, showed him some love. A lot of times, black people who grow up like in the hood and they get around white people, man, they get real docile. You know what I'm saying? They get real docile and they talk funny, they act different. I see it all the time.
Let me say this. His uncle, Roger, is the one whom I think, I forget, is who really raised him. I know that, I think his father may have been in and out of the prison. I forget. But with regards to where he is now, I don't know if Floyd is broke or not. That I don't know. I'm not going to try and insinuate he's broke. But, sometimes you have to see a situation fall, the masses, to know that it really had no legs in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this was the inevitable for him, these lawsuits. He also lost a lawsuit with regards to $1 million and 30,000 a month for a baby. So,
paternity.
Yeah. So that, it is, I hate to say it is what it is, but it is what we have now. But go ahead, land your plane. I'm gonna keep it pushing here. You have the last word.
Yeah. So I'll let my plane with this. Star Wars, it's over, said and done. Okay. There's gonna be something new out there. This will be much, much better. But that's it right there. And the other thing is this. Hey, all you Knicks fans, enjoy your time. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Wizards, we coming. We coming.
Thank you. Thank you for the call, sir. Thank you. He said the Wizards. Shaq also, Shaquille O'Neal continues to go to school. Yes? No? I think he just got some type of degree again. Not an honorary degree, but he goes to college. Sheila, I got your donation. Are you calling in? What's going on, Sheila? We need support for tonight's meeting. Urge the board to ban hate speech in schools for violence prevention. Sheila, do you want to call in? Let me check my emails here. Okay, so thanks for keeping it up. If you could please ask people to go there. Okay, go to the community section. How about I move that back to the top of the community section, Sheila? She says we need all voices on tonight's episode. It's on Zoom. Sheila's an educator in Oakland, California. Let me see if she wants to call in. All right. Area code 812. Good evening. Please watch the language. Talking about a few topics. Area code 812.
Yo, Star was good.
Hey, how are you, sir? Good evening.
I'm good. I wonder if when they did that Jewish meeting, if Floyd had already been finessed and they just brought him out there just as, proof that, like, I wonder if he'd already signed the papers. Because, I'll be doing videos, man. I put together, like, the NWA movie where Jerry Heller had Easy sign them papers at the pool party.
Okay.
I chopped that up and made it look like that's Floyd and Jona. But, I mean, bro, like I said, he was on the Breakfast Club and couldn't read too well, so he should have stuck with his main team. From what I heard, once he got with them guys, they made him get rid of his old partners, which, he could have trusted them. I don't think he would have got finagled, but with all these young brothers and stuff graduating from college, he could have had somebody more trustworthy than these guys. Like, he knew better.
You sound like a man who's got knowledge of the streets. Yes?
Yeah. Okay, underhanded Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes, sir, we have to step back and watch the pistol smoke. You've heard of that saying back in the 80s. Sometimes you got to step back and watch the pistol smoke. This was where Floyd was headed. I'm not trying to clown the guy. I know nothing about his finances. But suing somebody for $175 million, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I can't even say I hope everything works out because I don't know the particulars. Is he a gambler? Do you know if he has any type of issues with regards to, wasting money? I know he likes to, make it rain on the hose up in the club. You gamble?
On the nightcap, Shannon Sharp and them said Floyd used to drop $5 million down on the bet. So yeah,
oh my goodness,
he gambles like crazy.
Sheesh.
And that's crazy. Yeah, $5 million on the bet, and with sports gambling being legal and all the mafia connected, he's a fool for doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, and another thing, he was talking about all that loyalty and brotherhood to that Jona dude. He had a record label and had a dude named Earl Hayes signed to him. I think Earl Hayes brought Floyd out once to one of his boxes.
Is that the guy who killed himself? He had somebody to sign his label.
Yeah, because Floyd messed with his girl. He found out, killed his girl, and killed himself. So it's like, you talk about all this loyalty to them, but with your own people, you smashing their girls and, doing them dirty. It's crazy.
You said you make content yourself, sir? You make content?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Jay-Z disc. You didn't play on my Jay-Z disc either,
that's
man.
you.
That's fun.
Yeah. Well, no, you have people's pictures that I can't put on my screen. I don't own those copyrights. I'm not trying to get a copyright strike. Okay, that's you. Okay.
Yeah. 80 and underhanded Indiana. Yeah.
Salute. Okay, man. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you. Anything with regards to the new Star Wars movie? Do you care? Or Jim Jones has challenged Cameron to a versus match. Do you care?
As far as the Jim Jones and Cameron, before they Dipset, that was kind of their biggest song, so they would have to get that out the way first. It'd be them getting their Dipset songs out the way. Like Jim Jones would have to use them most definitely. As far as the solo artist, I don't know too many Jim Jones songs besides Ballin'. You know what I mean? So, as long as
he's got a catalog.
Went up against.
He's got a catalog. I will say that. Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate the call, man. Salute. Salute.
Yeah, for sure.
Star Report back in the building. Thank you for your patience. Okay, we're talking about Floyd Mayweather, a.k.a. Money May gonna make it do what it do. I used to love when he said that. Filing a lawsuit claiming he was scammed out of $175 million. Wow. Okay. I played 2 videos earlier. I might play one more with regards to his claims and what we can expect out of the case itself. All right. Hey, Vera, nice to see you. Thank you for your donation. No, Vera, my health is, well, I shouldn't say my health is fine, but I didn't take time off due to any type of health issues. I wanted to take some time off. A couple of things happened news-wise. I wasn't interested in talking about a couple things. I just let me come back, in a couple of days, and that's more so what it was. Okay, okay. Whoever you are, if you're not a member, no, we're not making anything public. If you're not a member, then you shouldn't be here. Plain and simple. Whoever you are, I don't know who you are. Yeah, become a member. I don't want to talk to everybody, and then I'm not just going to just read anybody's emails. Area code 510. Is that Sheila tapping in on a Wednesday? Sheila.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Star.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, just doing a lot. My son just had a birthday on Monday, so we're getting back into things. School was out, too, because it was a holiday, so we're having our final board meeting tonight.
I'm looking for
school will be out.
I'm looking for your showrunner information. Tower of Love Foundation. You are one of my sponsors. In my community section, there is a link to a petition, and also with regards to the East Oakland area. Yes.
North, East, and West Oakland. Okay. Yeah, every part of Oakland. Yes.
Your mission is to stop hate speech in schools. And what's going on tonight at some type of meeting, that you want to?
Yeah, so tonight there's going to be a violence prevention presentation.
Okay.
And so we're going to be urging the board to make an official ban on hate speech. They have already recommitted to a zero tolerance of hate speech, but as you know, as I said before, there's lots of fatalities that are happening as a result of verbal altercations, and our youth are being impacted. And so we're urging the board to, send our students off on their summer break in the most positive chance of maybe having a violence-free summer and beyond, and just, reinforce that culture of respect. Okay. So I did make a post in the community section under my post in your section there, telling people where to go. Right. And if they want to sign up to speak, they have to do so like within the hour. Mm-hmm. They have their time limits on when you have to sign up, even though the meeting is like maybe 2 hours from now.
Okay. If we can spend a little bit more time here talking about hate speech, because you've called in before. And I'm not necessarily trying to censor bad words. Is there something that has become more of a matter of concern when you say hate speech? Is it something that hurts a child's feelings? Is it a certain word? Is it a certain group, gender? What is like the top words in schools, public schools? Yes, public schools, that you would consider hate speech?
It's a lot of the words that you hear in the rap, that you've been hearing in the rap for decades is causing violence. I not only serve on the Community Advisory Committee, okay. I serve on the Disability Committee and the Black Suspensions Committee. Our Black students with disabilities are being suspended at the highest rates, and the N and B words have been triggers for violence to happen. I know people that lost their life because they were called the B word over and over. I know someone that got sent to the hospital. Parents of disabled people never called that word in life and had to be victims of violence from just those verbal words. And so it's been actually leading to fatalities, as I shared before.
When you get time, can you send me any data on this? Because, again, we don't necessarily agree on the same thing, but I like to hear you out. Where is the progress in terms of the school board and those areas that you spoke about and banning hate speech? Where are you at right now with this?
I'm not really sure what's going on with the funding part of it because we're still in like financial crisis. You know, city offices and school districts all over the country are, you know, facing a lot of financial challenges. But I do know that they have recommitted to a zero tolerance, but we're just pushing for an official ban because a lot of violence happens more in the summertime when students are out of school.
Okay.
And, you know,
what about games like Grand Theft Auto and these other games? You don't think that they have more impact on a child, you know, when they're not in school, but what they play at home or with their friends? You don't think that has more influence, if you will, as opposed to saying words?
Probably they do. I'm not really familiar with the video game part of things because my son doesn't play that. I never played those type of games. I come from the 80s times when we were playing Super Mario Brothers and, you know, those fun games.
Sheila?
Yeah, I don't know anything about the violence.
Sheila?
Yes.
Sheila, you have to take some time and get a really good understanding of those games, just because, and I say this with all due respect, just because your son doesn't play them. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's very, very influential, you know, and I think that you might find some type of, I don't know, interest in going down that avenue, you know, more so than just language. I'm not in favor of censorship. We've had that conversation before, but I do respect you, and I appreciate you expressing this to people. So again, in the community section or Tower of Love Foundation 3168 this evening, California time, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Great to talk to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye now. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Sheila tapping in. I got a video from 13 years ago. Let me look in the live chat. The DC sniper. Now, I know my analytics. Most of you are probably too young to know who they were. It was two of them. And this little yardie nigga, oh my goodness. Hold on. Lee Boyd Malvo, raised in Jamaica, came to the U.S. when he was, what, maybe 13 or? Hold on a second. I don't know why I have this video here, but let me just play it. Maybe there's something I forgot to mention. This video is 13 years old. Here we go.
He says he's a different person now, not the same young man who terrorized the entire Washington region for nearly a month.
I mean, I was a monster. If you look up the definition, I mean, that's what a monster is. I was a ghoul. I was a thief. I stole people's lives.
Lee Boyd Malvo, convicted in the D.C. area sniper case, says he's truly sorry for what happened. His exclusive interview with the Washington Post comes on the 10-year anniversary of the shooting spree that left 10 people in the Washington region dead over the course of about 3 weeks. Speaking from Red Onion State Prison in Virginia, where he's serving a life sentence, Malvo, who's now 27, tells the Post's Josh White what it was like to be under the control of his older partner in the killings, John Allen Muhammad.
But you told me the old person has to die. Lee Malvo has to die.
And he gives jarring descriptions of how they deliberately but randomly went about shooting their victims. It's the detail in Malvo's accounts that is often so haunting, like his description of what happened here in the parking lot of this Home Depot, when Malvo was the spotter and John Allen Muhammad shot Linda Franklin, who just happened to be at her car. Malvo describes how he gave the signal to shoot, how Muhammad, on a hill nearby, fired the kill shot, and how the image of Franklin's husband is the one that stands out for him.
The first one is...
Yeah, most of their victims were white. Did they shoot a black woman in the shoulder? I forget.
Mr. Franklin's eyes. And what makes that... They're penetrating, but it's It is the worst sort of pain I have ever seen in my life. His eyes. It's the worst. Words do not possess the depth in which to fully convey that emotion. And what I felt when I saw it.
Retired FBI agent Brad Garrett, who questioned Malveaux after his capture, says he's not surprised that Malveaux is willing to pin much of the terror on Muhammad when he wasn't before.
The spell is gone. The whole
Muhammad was his stepfather. And Lord Stryker, are you sure? Lord Stryker says they shot a black kid. They may have. I forgot. I was on the radio at the time, and I don't want to take credit, but I said that shooter is more than likely Jamaican. Hold on.
idea that Muhammad was a good person or actually helped him in life has dissolved. And so now what he's doing is stepping forward. He's taking responsibility, but he's clearly putting Muhammad in the picture.
Muhammad was executed in 2009. Josh White, the Post reporter, couldn't get new pictures of Malveaux. The prison allowed no cameras, writing utensils, or paper. White interviewed Malveaux through plexiglass.
Can you tell us what he looks like now?
You know, he looks similar to what he looked like before, though about 10 years older. He's kind of a slight guy. He's not particularly tall. He's not particularly heavy. His hair was very closely cut.
Paul LaRufa, one of the first people shot during the spree, says he forgives Malveaux.
If I held the same hate today or that I felt in 2002 when he tried to kill me, I would have wasted or just damaged I would have let him damage the last 10 years of my life. And he hasn't.
One particularly chilling account from Malveaux in the Post interview. He said during the shooting spree, he sometimes went to the news conferences held by law enforcement officials. Malveaux said he went to those events for, quote, intelligence collection. Wolf, when those officials were speaking and telling us where they thought the killers may be, he was sometimes in the audience.
Phone lines are open. Maybe I thought of that video because we were talking about, or I was exploring post-traumatic slave syndrome as a legal defense for black people. He's Jamaican, so he couldn't claim that. Not in America, right? GOL, Gangster of Love. Is that you, sir, tapping in?
Star, the big homie, what's going on with you? How you doing, sir?
Peace. Good to hear from you, man. Where do you want to start, sir?
So I wanted to tap in on the situation with Floyd Mayweather. It baffles me on how you could lose hundreds of millions of dollars. To me, that just is insane. The fact of the average person, you probably couldn't take $100 from me without knowing. But I think in his situation where he messed up and a lot of other black people mess up when they come into that type of money is they automatically go and start trusting people outside of the black diaspora, and they don't. So basically what I'm trying to say is they go out and employ people to count their money when they should be doing it themselves, taking their kids that they put in private school and saying, hey, instead of you going to school and being something stupid, you're gonna be an accountant first so you can keep this money going. Because other cultures such as Asians and Indians, they don't give their kids options when it comes to what they're gonna be when they grow up. So it's kind of hard to feel sorry for Floyd Mayweather being in this situation, Star.
Yeah, you know, I only met him once, came on my show. Nice guy, you know, so I don't want to kick his back in, but reading is so important in life, man. And I'm not saying he hasn't tried. Maybe he's dyslexic, but he excels in other areas. But you have to have some type of actually, let me not say that. It's to your benefit with regards to anybody that you deal with in the world of business to have somebody check behind someone who, you know, you've just started doing business with, because a lot of times people will see you as a mark, you know, a lick. And if you are a little too loose and doing all that, making it rain. I mean, they will zone in on you. I find this so interesting because, again, 6 months ago, did you see the video I played with him on stage at the Republican Jewish convention, praising the guy? Did you see that?
Star, I seen that. That was the lineup right there. Yeah. Hey, let me butter you up, and then I'm going to slide in on you. Like, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to show you stuff that we usually don't.
Pause.
People, I'm going to bring you to these Jewish bar mitzvahs, and like, we're gonna that's how they sucker them in. But again, I just don't see how you allow somebody access to your finances. To me, that's a play. And I'm not even a certified street dude. Him being from Detroit, you would think like, hey, I'm not bringing nobody in. And then how many kids does he have? Yaya. I know he's got like 2 or 3 sons. Hey, you send your kid to a private school, and as soon as they get out, you send them to a school to learn accounting or some kind of financial class, but you don't let that money leave outside of your bloodline, Star. Like, to me, that just is baffling.
I will say this.
He's going to live with it.
I will say this, everybody doesn't want to, get rich and move out of the quote unquote hood. Even if you don't move out of the hood, everybody doesn't want to get rich and then live around white folk. I knew cats coming up in the 80s. Oh my God, they would get money, and they wanted to stay in the projects. They felt more comfortable living in the projects as opposed to living around white folks. This was back when I don't know if you know, people were moving down to the Poconos, Pennsylvania, to buy what they call a base house, a house built with base materials, Japanese nails, no insulation in the goddamn walls. Not knowing that the police, state police, used to wait on Route 80 to catch them going out there. So it was more of a headache in the long run to move down to the Poconos. But anyway, I'm sorry I'm rambling, but everybody doesn't want to get away from their own. That's what I'm trying to say. Go ahead.
No, I got you. I know a lot of people who do well financially, and they still live in the hood in $120,000 house, and you would never know. They don't go and drive the latest Mercedes Benz. That's how you supposed to be, low key. But when you got his type of money, it's kind of hard not to spend it. But I want to land my plane on all the New York fans. So I don't know how many of them are numbers people, but history shows that when you have a guard that is 6'2", 6'3", and under, that leads a team, is not going to win. And the reason is he cannot hold Shane coming down on defense. It's hard to put up 30 points and then stop somebody else from scoring 30. So based off of statistics, the Knicks do not win, even though this is great for y'all's pride. But I don't think the Knicks are going to win. I think they might get one game, to be honest with you. They got one game at the most. So all you Knicks fans, go look it up. Boris, the Most High, left-handed.
The Most High, can you call in? I saw you in the queue. The Most High. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. They don't win statistically because Jalen Brunson, he's ball dominant, but they have been playing good team ball. I watched it. He's been distributing, but
great ball.
He can't hold Gil down the stretch when it comes to him putting up 35, 40 points. I don't see it.
Okay.
The last point guard his height to do it, I want to say, is Isaiah Thomas. And that was 30 years ago? Zeke is like 6'1".
Okay.
And stats prove that. If anybody says other words, call in. Star, I appreciate you, big homie. Always taking my call. Have to wait.
Hold on, but before you go, have we ever discussed the plausibility, if there is any, with regards to post-traumatic slave syndrome being some type of legal defense? If not, we may want to readdress this at some point. Post-traumatic slave syndrome for foundational Black Americans, if they get caught up in murder charges, anything, man. I mean, yes, no?
So I'm just now learning about it, so to speak, with the whole Black fatigue thing. I haven't done any huge research on it.
Okay.
I'm more so a person that would take accountability, but if you give me like a couple of days to do some reading,
Okay.
we can definitely have a talk about it, because I definitely suffer from white paralysis.
Yes.
These Europeans call in here saying this and this about FBAs and what we do. I want you to play some some of these videos of these white boys out here climbing the poles that they just had to grease, turning over cop cars in New York City. That's all white folks.
Okay.
So shots fired, Detroit Ziggy.
Ooh,
I'm out, Star.
Okay, good to talk to you, Slew. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Post-traumatic slave syndrome is an explanatory theory that really looks at multi-generational trauma. One of the things that's difficult for people is their first response is, oh my God, that happened so long ago. We're talking about people being captured, shipped, sold, beaten, raped, experimented on. And then you have to ask the question, did the trauma continue? Yes. So 300 years of trauma, no help, freed. No help, more trauma. If it's a sustained trauma, then the impact of that is also sustained. When we look at multi-generational trauma, we're looking at people who are maybe victims of natural disasters and their families and their children and generations of folks who have experienced war. And we know that there are residual mental, emotional, traumatic impact. And what I did was I started to look at the African-American experience, starting with slavery, as a real clear, long enduring trauma. So I started to see that there were clear connections between that survival behavior and contemporary living in African American experience. I started to see common behaviors that I took for granted as, well, cultural. There's adaptive behaviors, survival behaviors. Well, what are they? Let's just say 2019, you have a black mother and a white mother. The sons go to school together. They find themselves at a meeting. The black mother leans over to the white mother and says, I just wanted to mention to you that I noticed that your son is really doing quite well. And the white mother's response is, oh, thank you. She begins to go on and on about he won the science fair, his uncle's an astronaut. She's just oozing. She realizes the black mother's son is actually excelling her son. And she says, well, wait a minute. Your son's the one that's really coming along. And the black mother responds, oh my God, he's a handful, but oh, he just works my nerves. Now, when I'm working with African-American people, it doesn't matter what the audience is. It doesn't matter what class. If I were to ask, is she very proud while she's saying those denigrating things? And everybody laughs and goes, of course. There's a secret. Because everybody black knows that even though the black mother is going, oh my God, she's really proud. So now let's roll that scene back 300 years. And let's say this black mother is working in the fields and a white slave owner comes through and says, wow, that boy is really coming along. What is she gonna say? No, he's not. He's stupid. He's shiftless. He can't work because I don't want you to sell him. So I denigrate them to protect them. That is called appropriate adaptation when living in a hostile environment. The little white boy, say Timmy, he feels really comfortable and happy about what his mom just said about him. And Trey looks at his mom and wonders, why can't you be proud of me? Because he doesn't understand the secret yet. And by the time he learns the secret, he will have already been injured by it. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. PTSD is a disorder that occurs as a result of a single trauma. You don't even have to be there to actually get a diagnosis of post-traumatic stress disorder. You could just hear about something horrific happening to someone you love. So you have people who have experienced it firsthand, people who have witnessed it in their environment, right? People who are continuing to be oppressed. That exacerbates any possibility of healing. So it's not post-traumatic stress disorder, because then it becomes part of what we call your socialization process. So you begin to normalize a way of living and being.
Brandon, I got your comment on the screen. Thank you for being a member. She needs to define multi-generational trauma. She does, sir. In her book right there. She most certainly does. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. That's what it's about. Multi-generational trauma.
Everything from what we eat to what we believe it means to be a friend. All of these things are colored by history. And if you don't understand it, you're going to fold in things that you've just assumed are normal. But post-traumatic stress disorder, exaggerated startle response, outbursts of anger, feeling of foreshortened future. There was a point where There were African American children in different urban settings that didn't expect to live to be adults because they saw so much death that they started planning their funerals.
Thank you for your comment on the screen. That's a member right there. RT, is it P? I don't have my contacts in. This is a great topic at the Star Report. Sir or ma'am, I'm trying to get a bag. Are you a lawyer? Can we get together? Anybody know of any lawyers in North Carolina? I want to take you out for drinks, dinner, what have you. Let's get together and sue a corporation. Hold on a second.
Like at 13, 12, as young as 10. When you start looking at the simple biology, you start looking at the impact of stress on health. And while we look at general stress, we know finances, you have illnesses, all these different things. How about being Black? How does factoring in being Black in America impact your stress level and therefore your body's ability to operate its own immune system? Because we know it compromises the immune system. Once you understand it, then you can deal with it because you see it's habitual. You're socialized. It becomes part of your being. So one of the ways you begin to address that multi-generational trauma is to work with the people it directly impacts, to hear from them. And when you give the people...
Stop right there. Did you hear her just speak about multi-generational trauma with regards to the member who asked? Hold on.
It becomes part of your being. So one of the ways you begin to address that multi-generational trauma is to work with the people it directly impacts, to hear from them. And when you give the people the information, they can use it. I think the first order of business is beginning to have a conversation. And the other is to educate the larger society. You have to stop the assault. So this is not purely a clinical thing. This requires social justice and change. That's where part of the healing is. It's not in a clinical setting or in a pill. It's in fairness and justice and safety and equity. We got to work with some of those clinical things, some of those issues of panic and anxiety. And we also have to deal with the fact that you have a system that is set up to oppress you and to continue to injure you.
Stop right there. There's a system set up to oppress you. You could sue the government or your state because you have fathered multiple kids. I'll figure it out, but something to do with child support, and I tried to overcompensate and make children because of my post-traumatic slave syndrome. Hold on. Uh-oh, look who's calling. Look who's calling. If a nickel bag is sold in Central Park, you want in.
Yo, that's right. Anybody's getting oppressed or suing anybody in the park, right. I want in on that class action settlement, no matter what.
Rory, what's going on? What's going on with you?
No, everything's good, man. Everything's good. Well, we just celebrated an American holiday. Yeah. And since you were talking about post-traumatic slave syndrome, right. I wanted to remind people that Black people invented Memorial Day.
That's a fact.
To honor the lives of the white people that died fighting for their freedom. The Northerners.
Come on.
We have a history where I come from. We're proud. We're Yankees. We're proud Yankees. And we don't have any Confederate statues in my city. But we have statues of Unionists, of, General Grant, Ulysses S. Grant. We have a statue of him up in Harlem in the park. So, just a little reminder, not everybody was slaves, Not all white people were slaves. A lot of us, a lot of white people in this country lost their lives. Okay. Fighting to free the slaves, So that's just a little counter.
Okay.
That lady looked like she Asian too, Like it's always the ones that are just a little bit Black that do the most with the race thing. You got I'm serious. And all my life, the guys and the girls who are Black as hell, they're not really even too crazy with the race thing. But the light-skinned ones, the ones with, only 10%, 20% black in them, oh, my God. You would think they were, Kunta Kinte, walking around, like they're straight, like their grandparents were.
But hang on a second now, because last week when I brought up post-traumatic slave syndrome, I've been talking about this for a couple of years. You said you find it to be possibly plausible, and that if there is a way to, file class action lawsuits, you said you want in. Now what are you? Are you mad that you didn't come up with this, or some white person didn't come up with it? You were on board last week.
Well, I'm on board with anything that you can make $1 off of,
Okay. Okay.
I'm all right with that. But, it gets a little old after a while. It's like, okay, you guys suffered a little bit. We all suffered, we could all go back and see how we suffered, get over it. But it's also the generalization that I don't like. You're up here in New York, you got people who think white people up here that they had something to do with slavery and stuff. And it's like, oh my God, do you not know your history? Like, we fought we're up here, we fought to free the slaves. We weren't slave owners. But, we get generalized and all put into one bucket. So, yeah, just a little counter to that, Okay. A little counter to that. But, yeah, I wanted to talk on Floyd, man.
Oh, my goodness. Come on. Money may go make you do what it do. I used to love when he used to say that. It's kind of sad, man, to see him go down like this. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't think it's sad. I don't think it's sad at all.
Come on.
A fool and his money soon parts.
Right.
And this guy is he's not educated. We all know that. I don't think he's particularly intelligent. Just by the way he talks and the way he conducts himself. And that is a Jew's dream. Like, are you kidding me? That video you played, him over there, saying all that to those Jews, that they're rubbing their hands under the table when they're listening to his dumbass talking about I'm loyal to a fault. I'll stay loyal to whoever. Oh, that's money. That's money to their ears, man. They in their religion, it says that they're allowed to scam and steal from him. Like it literally says that. He's a goyim. And on top of being a goyim,
he's a Gentile.
Goyim. Come on, man. That guy he's a mark. He's like, for all his bluster and all of his bravado and all of this, want people to be jealous of his lifestyle and his money. I really think we're going to see this guy file for bankruptcy. I really believe that. And the reason I believe that is because he has problems with the IRS. He came here to New York City and supposedly tried to invest a load of money into real estate. That deal with...
I remember that. What was that like 2 years ago? He was talking about he owns multiple units on Park Avenue. He was flexing.
They scammed him on that.
Right. Oh, wow. Come on.
Yeah, he got caught out with that one too. He's going around telling people I own 20 blocks in Harlem or whatever it was, 5 blocks in Harlem, and he never owned anything.
Yeah.
He got scammed out of that money.
Wow.
And that was the Jewish landlords once again. So my wish list for this year is to see Floyd Mayweather declare bankruptcy and Ilhan Omar get deported or thrown in federal prison. Those are the two things I would like. I would celebrate like there ain't no tomorrow if either one of those two things happen. Conor McGregor was saying that Floyd Mayweather has been begging him for 2 years to do a fight. And he said that Floyd had a heart-to-heart with him and said to him, look, man, I'm in a lot of financial trouble. I owe a lot of taxes to the Fed.
That's hearsay. Come on. You don't know it for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying, this is what Conor said. Okay. This is what, and Floyd said it wasn't true, but this is what Conor said. And now you see that he's suing this guy for $175 million, and he admitted that the deal in New York went up in smoke It's definitely plausible, man, that this guy is in bad financial shape. You know, it's definitely believable. And
hold on a second, Rory. Has Floyd been filmed? You know, putting little prayer notes into the wall in Tel Aviv. Is that Tel Aviv? Where do they do that?
I didn't see him. I didn't see him with the skull cap on, kissing the Wailing Wall like Mayor Adams. You know, after he lost his election, I didn't see that. You know, but you know, if they got 175 million off of him, he don't need to kiss no wall. You know, they probably kiss my ass. We got the money off of you. You know, and
I'm sorry, no, it's the Western Wall, the Kotel, located in the old city of Jerusalem, not Tel Aviv. Pardon me. Go ahead. Kotel.
The old city. Yeah. Right on. What's that? Temple Mount, right? That's I
forget.
The Temple David. Yeah. Anyway, all that pandering does nothing. When you have a guy like that, Floyd made his money when he switched from Bob Arum to the black guy. The black guy's the promoter is the one that got Floyd all his money. His name passes me right now. But he didn't become Floyd money. He was Pretty Boy Floyd,
right?
When he was working with the Jews and the mafia. But then he switched to his promoters, and he only fought under. You know, so do you know the guy's name? The black promoter out there. He's kind of like
I forget.
Yeah, he's kind of like a whatever they say, like a mob figure himself. He's real low key, very intelligent. Anyway, he's the one that changed Floyd's life. You know, so he probably had a falling out with him. Floyd seems to have a falling out with everybody he's ever been around, and you know, when the Jewish people see a wealthy guy who's A, not literate financially, B, pandering to them, it's like hook, line, and sinker. You know, wherever he's from, he must not have dealt with a lot of them because they play by different rules when they're dealing with non-Jewish people. You know.
Yeah.
They have rules.
Well, we can't blame it on the quote unquote Jews. I was just, you know, trolling earlier, but the guy who he is suing, he does have, pardon me, a company, and Floyd is saying that there were other people involved. So, you know, it's a $175 million lawsuit. Jesus Christ. Hey, man, before I forget, so you and I spoke last night. How do the Knicks look to you? Do they look strong? I mean, I'm highly impressed. I've said on record, I'll say it again. This Knicks team to me now looks better than the Knicks from the 90s. I'm sorry. They look better than the Knicks from the 90s. I feel more confident about this particular unit. Yes, no?
Yeah, I agree. 100%. I think that they're peaking right now at the right time. I think they're playing their best basketball of the season. I think they're playing as a team together better than any other team in the NBA right now. All five starters were in double digits. It didn't take Brunson to score 30 points the last game, and they still blew out Cleveland by like 30 points.
Blew them out.
You know what I mean?
Blew them out.
And I don't know what the other guy's talking about, that he's too small of a Jalen Brunson's too small of a point guard. I mean, he was almost the MVP this year. First off, second off, he carried us all the way through to the final. So he's played every point guard in every team.
Hey, Rory, can you hold on a second? I don't mean to cut you short. Can you hold on a second?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, the Most High, you got a second? Can I put Rory on hold? I don't want to lose your call this time.
Please, God, my bad. I'm good to talk, though.
Okay, Rory, hold on a second. Hey, the Most High. Yeah, I saw you in the queue earlier. I'm just rambling about the Knicks. They look strong to me. I don't know. Well, I don't know who they're going to play, but I'm saying the Knicks are going all the way. They just look unstoppable, unbeatable. The stats, the data is. I've never seen this before for the Knicks from the 90s. Am I wrong?
I'm going to say this. They're playing the best basketball that they've played in a long time. I'll say that. I'm happy. I'm definitely happy that they go into the finals. But in terms of them being better than any team from the 90s, I'll wait until they actually hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy and we have that good ticker tape parade and the garden is going crazy and the town is going crazy. I've already seen in my lifetime them lose in 94 when they had a shot to win against Houston. They were up in that series. They blew it. I didn't really feel like they had a real chance against the Spurs in 99 because Ewing didn't play. He was hurt at that time. I feel like if they would have had Ewing and Marcus Camby to go against that particular San Antonio Spurs team, which had Tim Duncan, who came into his own during that finals in 99, and they still had David Robinson, I feel like the Knicks could have won that year. But since Patrick wasn't there, that's neither here nor there. But one thing I'm going to say, though, Star, for real, is that I'm going to be honest with you, the script is in our favor, and I'm here for it. I'm going to just say that right off the bat.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you suggesting this is rigged? Where you going?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's in our favor. So I'm gonna go with the script finally. I'm gonna just be honest with you, Star. Star. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, right? If anybody watches real basketball, right, and we talked about this throughout the season, you know, the fugaziness and the changes within the competition level and just the overall gameplay and how the game looks in all sports, whether it's football, especially football and basketball. We've had these discussions about fixing and betting and all that. So I'm not going to just act like I don't see it because my team is on the verge of making it to the finals and winning. So let's just call it that. And I'm going to back this up with this. Okay. If you saw, especially the last game, especially of the Knicks and Cleveland didn't want any parts of that game. You had dudes flopping around, turning the ball over. All of a sudden, Donovan Mitchell, who has one of the best handles in the NBA, he can't dribble the ball no more. He's dribbling the ball between his legs. The ball is lost. Dudes is not even going back on defense. James Harden does what he does. I watch basketball all my life on every level. I can tell when dudes are not.
Hold on. Stay with me. Dark Coco Kiss. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. She says they paid to have the Pistons lose. Do you speak about your knowledge, your experience as being a referee? Have you mentioned that before?
I have, yes, sir.
I think that's important, man, because I can only, say from a perspective, what I think, but I don't know. You're saying the NBA is a script? You're actually saying that?
Yeah, I am. I believe, if not all major sports, I believe definitely basketball and football for sure. Basketball and football for sure. And let me just say this: it's not just professional sports; it's college sports too. Back in the days, I think college sports were more influenced in terms of point shaving. These are documented stories. These are not BS out of nowhere conspiracy theories. We're talking about CCNY, and I think it was the 1950s, so on and so forth. Jimmy Conway from the guy that Robert De Niro played in Goodfellas. He was involved in some type of scandal with college basketball players. So it's not something, it's documented. Dudes have went to jail. There's been congressional hearings on this. Michael Franzese has been on Congress talking about fixing fights with Roberto Duran and Davey Moore. Football players that owe them money, that they had to fumble or do this, that, and the third because the thumb breaks were coming. So on different levels, and let me do this too. In the 1984 finals, right? It was told to David Stern, this is according to what was used to be called investigative journalism in the 80s, right? So it was said that it was told to David Stern that he needed to have the referees do whatever they could to extend the 84 finals because to raise profit margins. So, and their advertisers wanted to continue to build their profitability based upon the length of the finals. So they had the referees, according to what this investigative journalist said, make certain calls and not make certain calls to prolong the series to 7 games. So this is something that's been talked about for decades or whatever. It's been picking up traction more and more and more. So again, it's my team. I love the Knicks. I love sports to an extent, but I can't act like I haven't seen what I've seen over time.
Can I ask you to hold on 1 second? Stay there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rory, can you hold on a second? I'm coming to you as soon as I finish with the Mo side. Rory, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. Hey, man, I appreciate the honesty. I'm excited for the New York Knicks. I'm nobody's fan. You know this already, but it's a nice feeling to see that there's a possibility that they could get the big one. A lot of people are saying that this is a celebration within itself. Is that
How does that work?
a good thing?
One more time, Saul. Let me hear the last part of that,
A lot
please.
of people are saying that the fact that they have reached the finals is a celebration within itself. Is that good enough for now?
No. The Larry O'Brien Trophy, the Knicks in the chip, SMD.
Okay.
That's it. The Knicks win the chip. That's it. We did this already. This is the best chance they've had since 1973. We did this already.
All or
no
nothing.
More paces.
All or nothing.
All or nothing. Let's bring New York back to respectability. Not this, we New York, we the ish. That been dead. The Yankees, we not the 77 Yankees. We not the 73 Knicks. It's a new day. It's time for the team to start actually winning, script or not. Script or not.
Okay.
And listen, last thing, Star.
Yes,
until they win the chip, there's no way they're better than the Knicks teams from the 90s. The grittiness, the toughness, and all that, they're not. There's no way this team, Zesty Cat against Patrick Ewing, I don't think so, man. Okay. I don't think so. So I'm going to just land my plane on that. Appreciate you, Lord.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Salute.
Salute.
The Most High. Whoo! That man has got a lot of credentials and experience. For those who don't know the Most High, he's been a referee for years. He knows all about college ball and all sorts of basketball. For him to say he thinks it's scripted, that's big. Rory, your thoughts? Is basketball scripted?
I mean, it's hard to say. I get what he's saying because the game is different back then. It was a tougher game. It was a different game. It was a more physical game. So that's, I get what he's saying on that point. But I don't know. These Knicks look good right now, man. To me, I haven't seen a better Knicks team than this team. Every year back then, those teams in the 90s, they couldn't beat Michael Jordan. And then when the few times that they did get through and made it to the finals, they lost. So no, it's nothing less than a chip, man. Nobody's celebrating that they made it in there. Yeah, it's cool. Everything's cool. But no, man, you know how it goes in New York. We come for that number one spot. There's no such thing as number two over here. Number two is just you lost.
If I can just say this, there may be some truth to professional sports being rigged, because I found it odd that they banned Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose, after everything he gave the game. Pete Rose, are you kidding me? The Big Red Machine, Cincinnati. How do you ban him for life just because he was gambling? Anyway, I just want to say that.
Well, NBA's been busted a couple of times for they had that Tim Donahue, that guy. So the NBA has already been busted for that. And they're saying right now on social media, everybody's saying that the refs cheat for OKC. There's videos everywhere. Everybody's making videos showing how they cheat for them. If the refs cheat us out of a championship, they probably won't make it out of the city. I say people will run on the court. I think people will run on the court. That's how emotionally invested everybody in the city is in this team. We are, because we don't really, we were the biggest market, but they never win. Diehard fans, it's like the Jets going to the Super Bowl. People will literally jump off the stadium if they lost. They made it to the Super Bowl and lost. So that's the energy people have here. It's good to see. Don't get me wrong, but all right. Yeah, Knicks are destined to win it, man.
Hey, before you go,
win it,
I got to ask you this. An associate of mine, not really a friend, I never broke bread with the nigga, called me last week, he emailed me. I called him back. He's been living in Florida for the last 5 or 6 years. The family dog got killed and dragged into the water and disappeared by an alligator down in Florida. You know anybody who that's happened to? In Florida?
Oh yeah, yes. Never a pit bull, but the smaller.
No, his dog was a pit bull. His dog was a pit bull.
I believe it, depending on the size of a gator. But usually those people in Florida are like, they're not afraid of the alligators and the crocodiles. I don't know what it is with them. They grow up with them or something, because I had a guy tell me when I met him down there, he said, I'll swim.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Troll babies, are there crocodiles in Florida? I know there's alligators.
Alligators?
I don't know if there's crocodiles. I could be wrong. But here,
in the Everglades?
Let me just finish the story here. His pit bull, the family dog, the dog that didn't listen to him, and that's what after I'm talking to him, because he wanted to speak to me to see about getting a lawyer. I said, "Who are you going to sue?" Oh, I'm going to sue the he lives in some little area, not a gated community, but some area because of the alligators. I said, "Dog, well, did your dog listen to your commands?" He kept avoiding the question, and then he admitted that his dog would not listen. I said, man, if your pit bull ran up on a goddamn alligator,
he didn't have no control over the dog.
Your dog is from up north. He doesn't understand that those alligators just sit, and they can move very fast to get their prey. The alligator.
The dog's probably used to.
The alligator grabbed his dog, him. Clamped down on his two front legs, backed up, and before he went into the water, rolled over a few times. The dog is screaming, and that was it. Drowned the dog, killed the dog. The dog disappeared. He's crying. Well, he wasn't crying to me, but he said his wife was crying. The kids are crying. Wanted to sue somebody. I said, I can't help you, man.
Well, he should cry. he should cry too. He failed his dog.
Right.
He failed his dog as an owner.
Right.
As an owner, he failed his dog. But like I said, I met a redneck from Florida, and he told me that he would rather swim in a lake full of alligators than take a subway through Harlem. And I said, what? He said, oh, hell no. He said, I'll swim in a lake full of alligators before you ever catch me on a subway going through. I tried to tell him, it's not that bad. It's just the subway. But he wasn't, wasn't trying to hear that,
Yeah. His tough ass pit bull from fucking Queens, some brolic fucking dog. Gator grabbed his ass, and I said to him, I said, try to find comfort in the fact that more than likely the alligator drowned your dog first. I think somebody, Altruic said they call it a death roll. Drowned the dog first, and then took his ass out into the fresh water and chewed off his goddamn legs. Anyway, listen, I got to take other calls, man. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. But if the dog, it was a black guy that owned the dog?
Yeah.
Oh, so, the dog probably didn't know how to swim because, black people can't swim.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Talk to you later. Talk to you later.
All right.
Hey, Evelyn, is that you? Area code 951. Evelyn?
Yes, it is.
Good to hear from you.
I did want to speak to you. Good to hear from you too, Star. I thought you was going to have a Memorial Day show, but you didn't.
No.
I've
been enjoying life. I'm healthy. I'm okay for now, but I just wanted to take a little time off and just reset, so to speak. Reset.
Honey, do it. If you can do it, do it. Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
I was going to start on Mr. Mayweather. Why would he just invest in one thing? Why wouldn't all the money he had, he could have built him a fabulous portfolio. Why didn't he go and deal with Bob Smith? Why didn't he go and deal with Gardner? Why didn't he go and deal with, it's plenty of people. I don't even really got no real money, Star. I'm saying not no real money like that. Okay. I got a few, a little few stuff. But them people sent, they have sent me letters and asked me, would you like to invest with us or whatever? Why wouldn't he try that out?
I don't know. I don't have the answer. You know, I think he got lined up. I think that he let, you know, certain people into his fold, and that can happen when you're moving, shaking, and popping. And a smart guy in terms of boxing. Oh my goodness. A very brilliant guy with regards to health and staying healthy, and being at his best performing in boxing. But I don't know what type of people he had around him, and I guess it just it fell apart.
I just don't understand why he would, once he got out from under a scammer, why would you then even get involved with even more and bigger scammers? You know, it seemed like, I know you know the movie Sting. Me and you old enough to remember that.
Paul Newman.
It seemed like they did that to him.
Yeah.
You know,
Classic.
they really that's really over excessive right there.
Come on.
You know, and I'm gonna tell you another thing. You don't have to be all that smart to be a moneymaker, because I'm just gonna say this: my grandfather and all four of his brothers, they was not. Nobody went past the 6th grade star, and all of them, you know, was more than a millionaire, because if you have 4 houses that's $250,000, you're a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So all of them came out here to California from North Carolina and became a millionaire. I mean, and it seemed like now all of these kids or people, and I keep saying it, I don't know what it is, and I say it about my own kids too now.
Okay.
I get on they backside. It seemed like ever since the boomer stopped, everything just went downhill.
Okay.
With the thinking of this money, it's very few people that's got good sense with this money. Magic Johnson, I think it was the BET Awards years ago. Mm-hmm. He said, it's a lot of millionaires in here tonight. Mm-hmm. He said, but are you going to stay a millionaire? He said, I want to give you something to think about.
Okay.
He said, I want you to take all this money that you wasting, throwing up in clubs, buying this fake bling bling jewelry and all this and that, and I want you to take it and do something with it. Buy you some property. Invest in you something that's real, that you can see. Because if you don't, you're not going to be a millionaire no more.
Can I jump in here for a second, Evelyn? Can we go back?
Yeah.
What did you say about the boomers? I want to...
Ever since the boomers,
mm-hmm.
You know, the end of the boomers,
mm-hmm.
it seems like something happened. It was a switch that clicked off some type of way.
Let me jump in right there. I'm a boomer, 64. Generation X, weren't they known as the latchkey generation? Increased divorce rates, and oh man, I lost my train of thought here. But with regards to the boomers, we have to accept responsibility, because many of us, we had certain freedoms that others before us did not. The silent generation, and we did not. I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't think that we prepared those coming up behind us, Generation X, necessarily for what they would be facing. Late Generation X and millennials, those were the entrepreneurs. A lot of boomers were expected to get good jobs, and a lot of them got jobs and kept that job and retired.
Mm-hmm.
But Generation X, that's where they came in to be entrepreneurs, and they broke away from things, if you ask me. So I think that, and I've always said this, I think that the boomers may have failed the generations to come. A lot of us were a little too spoiled. You know, we were the first ones to be able to go to certain malls, shopping malls, movie theaters without having to worry about, you know, quote unquote, racism. I lived through racism in the suburbs of New Jersey, but I was so spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
I was so spoiled. I didn't give a fuck. I can even say, Evelyn, I was on some bullshit. But I just want to say all that with regards to the boomers. I think that we put a lot of poison in the well, if that makes sense. Go ahead.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
But Star, let me tell you something. We had common sense.
Well,
now I'm serious. We knew if it was a weirdo kid or something like that,
yeah.
we knew he was a weirdo or she was a weirdo, and we gonna get away from him. We're not gonna go on with their weirdo stuff and go on out in the woods with them, and we gonna go ahead on and do what they doing. No, we something clicked in our mind and said, "Oh well, we gotta go home. That's it. We're out of here." Not these kids now. No. We want to see what it is. We want to do what it is. We want to go where they go. For what? To be a weirdo too?
Mm.
I know you know what I'm talking about.
I'm listening to you.
No, something clicked in our brain and said, we're out of here.
I remember in 1973, I was 9 years old. I was born in 64. And 1973. I'm in Farley Park, New Jersey. I've told the story before. Playing a little miniature pool. And a bunch of black kids from Plainfield, New Jersey came into the park. I got on my bike, went home and called the police and said they were stealing, and I think one of them has a firearm. Nobody told me to do that.
Why? Why would you do that, Star?
Because I was spoiled and on some bullshit. There was no reason for me to do that. I'm a boomer. I'm owning up to that. It may make some people laugh, but that was pretty dangerous. You know, anyway, I'm rambling. Go ahead.
I just don't know, why would you go to that train of thought to go home and call the police?
A spoiled boomer.
What?
A spoiled boomer. That's it.
Well,
yeah.
I was a spoiled boomer too, but I never called the police. Now
I did. 1973.
I never even seen the police in our neighborhood.
Evelyn, I went home and stood up on the little thing, and remember the rotary phones?
Yes, where you got to dial it.
Put my finger in the zero. Call goddamn police.
Yep, that's when you only used to have to dial 0.
Right, 0. We didn't dial 911. 0.
No,
Hey,
0.
Can you send a squad car down to Farley Park? Listen, Evelyn, I got to take other calls. Great to talk to you. Thank you for your support, darling. Thank you so much.
Okay, before you get off the phone with me, Star, did you get my email, the shirt that I sent you?
You sent me a shirt?
Yeah, I sent you a picture of a shirt when we were packing up my dad's stuff. I never knew he even had this shirt.
Can you resend it?
And I sent you.
I did not get it.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
I'll resend it to you then.
Let me put my email address on the screen. thehater1964@yahoo.com. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll send it to you. I never even knew he had this shirt, and I couldn't believe it when I seen it.
Okay.
All right, and you have a good rest of the day.
Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, darling. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay.